Good morning. We are here at the Cottonwood Lakes trailhead parking lot. As you can see, there are quite a few people. It's about 6:45 in the morning, and we're gonna get started. So I just need to pack up everything and lock up the truck and hit the trail. So I'll see you there. Entering the Golden Trout Wilderness of the Inyo National Forest. Well, good morning again. As I get going on this trail, I thought I would outline the goal here is to make my way across all 5 of the Cottonwood Lakes that are on the trail. There's a 6th Cottonwood Lake, but it's off the trail. Loop up the Old Army Pass, summit Mount Langley if the weather is right, and then come down the New Army Pass, stop at Long Lake for a night, and come back to the car. So it'll end up being about a 20-mile loop over the course of 3 days and 2 nights. Fairly doable. The weather forecast is good. And I'm really excited for this little getaway. The 2 personal goals that I have would be to summit Mount Langley, which is over 14,000 feet at the peak. So that'll be my first time climbing a 14,000 foot mountain. And then also the Cottonwood Lakes are known to have golden trout, or at least golden rainbow hybrids. So it'd be pretty cool to catch one of those too. So, beginning of day 1, I have those things in mind. And even if those things don't happen, the real goal is just to have a good time out in nature. I'll check in as we move along. I'm stepping off the path for a bit. It's just behind me because I heard some water and saw this little trail. Take a look. Really is beautiful. Half tempted to break out the fly rod, but from what I read, a lot of these tributaries here don't really have any fish in them. And the first fishable streams are closer to the lakes themselves, so worth coming down for a little look. Just gorgeous. I think I got a cross here. We're about 3 miles in. The trail's been pretty easy to follow so far. relatively flat, some up, some down. We've climbed in elevation since we started. We're at about 10,500 feet. And we started under 10. So overall slow incline, but really just a beautiful trail. Check this out. We are definitely climbing. Maybe 5 miles in, over 11,000 feet now. Came to this little viewpoint. Really is just gorgeous. I've only seen 2 other people on the trail so far. It's been real quiet. I feel like I'm the only one out here. There's still some pockets of snow, as you see in the higher elevations on the side of the mountains. And Mount Langley is somewhere over this way. Can't really see it right now, but we're making progress. So I'm gonna keep climbing the trail. I think it's just a couple more miles now, and check in soon. I think we're coming up on a view here. It's worth sharing. Just about 5.5 miles in. Water. It's clearing up. Oh boy. Huh. Oh. Well. There's some weird shed over there. There's water all in here. Let's figure out the best way to cross. It's probably here. Just dropped my water bottle. Well, unfortunately, I dropped my GoPro in the water on a little stream crossing, and it wasn't the waterproof case, just because the audio is a little better when it's not, and I didn't plan on getting it wet. So I'll be filming with the phone, but I've made it here to Cottonwood Lake number 3. The way the trail goes that I picked, you kind of bypass 1 and 2, but I'll hit them on the way back. When we come up to 3 here, which I'm going to scope out and take a look. It's really gorgeous, and there is a giant waterfall feeding in back here. Okay, just past Cottonwood Lake number 3. A couple folks fishing down there. A couple folks coming down from Lakes 4 and 5, which are a little higher elevation. But I've got a pretty good view here I'm up above the waterfall that I showed you earlier, and the lake really is just beautiful today. The water's super clear. You can see there's snow, but it's almost 60 degrees right now. Just gorgeous. Alright, I'll check in at Lake 4 and 5. Alright, I'm off trail and I just found the coolest little campsite. The majority of the wind is coming from this direction. So, check it out. There's this little spot here. Just perfect for my tent. Be blocked from the wind from these rocks. I can get down to the lake right there and start fishing. Honestly, couldn't be happier. It's flat and it's protected from the wind, and it's soft gravel, so it should be good. Okay, here we are, all set up. There's this little crevice that I can shove my backpack in. Got the tent, the chair, and the view. Now, it's time to see if we can achieve our goal of catching a golden trout. I did it. I got the goldie. It's a good size one too. Beautiful. Well, it's the end of day one. It's about 6:30 in the evening. Just had dinner. Got everything tucked away for the night. I'm tired. It's been a long day. And keep seeing trout full breach, so I think I might go get a couple more casts in, but let me switch the camera around. Here's the spot again. This is Cottonwood Lake 5. Gonna go get a couple more casts in and then call it a night and get to bed early. Start early tomorrow. Okay. Good morning. It is about 7:30 here on the morning of day 2. And I just had breakfast and cleaned everything up. I have decided that I am going to head back today. The original plan was to head up this area here, up the old Army Trail, which will go here and then back around under the snow and up and on top. And then once you get here, it's about another 2 miles and 2,000 elevation foot to get to the top of Mount Langley. But as I mentioned, I did roll my ankle, and it's okay, I can walk on it, but it is a little bit painful, so I don't think that's a good idea for me to do today. So, just wasn't meant to be on this trip, some other time. But now I'm just going to pack everything up into the backpack and hit the trail. I think I'm going to head down a different way that I came up, so I get a little closer to the first 3 Cottonwood Lakes and take some pictures there. But that's the morning update, and I'll catch you on the trail. On the trail again. Just came out of Lakes 4 and 5, taking the cutoff trail down to the New Army Pass, which is a different way than I came up. This will take me closer to Lakes 3, 2, and 1, which I kind of bypassed on the way up. Take a look at this. Here's Cottonwood Lakes number 3. Just a beautiful thing to see on a morning hike. Here we are on the shore of Cottonwood Lake 3 on our way back. A little bit of slow going, coming down, but I'm seeing fish activity right here in this corner of the lake. I don't know if you can see it, but let's try to catch one. I was just fishing over here. I didn't catch anything. I saw quite a few fish, but they weren't interested in the lures I was giving them. So I decided to keep coming. Along the shore here, there's a cut-through trail. It stays right along the shoreline, but it's kind of flooded and wet. So hopefully it dries up a little bit. You can see a couple areas that are a little slimy, but definitely an adventure. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open for more fishing opportunities and just keep heading jeepward, I guess. So check in a bit. Bye. Just hiking down from lake number 3, and it goes into the forest a little bit. But we're popping out here into the clearing where Cottonwood Lake number 1 is. So it looks like this. So this is Lake 1 here on the left. And this way, off in the distance, is lake number 2. You can see it looks like there's some weather moving in. Well, that's it. Just put away the fishing rods and gear, all tucked away in the backpack. So no more fishing on this trip. Accomplished the goal. Got the golden trout. Wasn't able to summit Langley just because of the rolled ankle, but can always try that another time. Just say goodbye here to Cottonwood Lakes 1 and 2 over in the distance. But what a gorgeous place. I have to come back at some point. Well, that's it. I can see cars. So we're only a couple hundred feet from the parking lot and the trailhead. Made it back. Busy day today, saw about a dozen hikers coming out as I'm coming in. I think it's a good day to turn around. I saw some dark clouds moving in behind me. So I don't know if Langley was in the cards anyhow. But it was an awesome trip. Got that golden trout. Big one too. And got some miles in the Sierra. Couldn't really ask for much more. So I think that's gonna conclude this trip, and I'll catch you next time.
So here are the stats from the All Trails app. I tried to make sure that I was recording whenever I was hiking on trail. Lost GPS signal a couple times on the way back, but otherwise mostly accurate. Somewhere around 14 or 15 miles total on trail hiking, starting just below 10,000 feet and reaching just over 11,300 feet at our camp. That pretty much sums up the trip. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video. And here's Willow on her new sleeping bag.
Hey, I just ate Carl's Jr. too.